Hi everyone, how are you today? Welcome to another one of my videos. Today I've got a Pilates video for you, concentrating on the core and the hips. There's a little bit of arm workout in there as well when we do our planks, but essentially this video is aimed at intermediate to advanced. Definitely not for beginners, because I miss out a lot of the basic teaching points and we go straight into the two-leg exercises. So for intermediate and advanced only. You don't need any equipment at all, we're just using our own body weight, and so we'll get started. Let's roll the shoulders back a couple of times just to loosen up, and forwards, and then turn the head a few times from one side to the other just to loosen out. We're going to bend those knees and circle the feet. Take a couple of big breaths just to wake those lungs up first of all. So when you bend the knees, don't let them crash. Core muscles in, big breath in, sweep up, and breathe out. 2 more times, breathe in. Blow the cobwebs away, wake your body up. Last time, and breathe out. So let's find our hip distance. Bring your feet together, you take the heels out, bring the toes in line. There's your hip distance. Check the knees are soft, the pelvis is in neutral, tilt the pelvis backwards and forwards if you need to. Switch those core muscles on, keep the rib cage pointing down, shoulders rolled back, chin towards the throat, lengthening that crown up towards the sky. So keep the core connection, keep the pelvic floor zipped up to about 1/3 of the way in. Let's breathe in through the nose. Remember to take the air into the chest. As you breathe out through the mouth, let the ribs deflate down. Keep all the things in check, and we'll just take a couple of calming breaths. Bring your mind and body together. Bring your presence to the here and now. Think about how your body moves and how you are connected. Inflate the chest and deflate. Okay, opening the eyes. Just get a sense of balance. Just shift your weight around a little bit. Just a fraction. Just switch the brain on. Get you all switched on and ready. Okay, so we're going to do a few roll downs to warm up. I'll turn onto the side. You don't need to though. So feet staying hip distance apart. Core muscles are switched on. Breathe in at the top. Exhale, chin to chest. Drop the arms and shoulders forwards. Keep the tummy scooped. Remember, let the hands fall to the floor. But don't worry if you can't reach. And of course you can bend your knees. Keep those tummies zipped up. And restack, nice and slow. Imagine the segments of your back rebuilding one vertebrae at a time. Let the ribs melt, let the shoulders melt, head comes up last. Breathe in at the top. Exhale, chin to chest. Same again. Slowly go down. You can close your eyes if you want to. Relax those arms forwards, remember. In your mind's eye, envisage that stretch running through the spine. And restack, nice and slow. Relax the arms, don't rush. We're going to go to the side now. So take the left arm over to the right. Keep the hips central though. Stretch through the side of the body. Keep the core muscles in and scooped up. Lower down. Bring yourself to the center. Chin on the chest and restack. Same to the other side. Reaching over. Stretch. Mobilize. Use your core muscles to support. Lowering down. Into the center. Back up to the top. Okay, I'd like you to take yourself heels to the back of your mat now. Doesn't really matter which side. Just as long as the heels are at the back of the mat, because we're going to go forwards and do some press ups in a moment. So heels under the hips, core muscles switched on. Breathe in. Exhale. In the front, chin to chest. Drop yourself down. All the way down. Walking those hands forwards now, knees to the floor. You've got your easier box press up if you wish. Keep the back straight, or of course the hands go forwards. On the area above your kneecap, nice straight back. Hands wider than the mat. Nose to the floor, level with the fingertips. Core muscles are switched on. Last one, walking the hands back to the knees. Curl the toes under. Knees and bottom go up, heels go down, chin to chest. Slowly restack. Visualise that spine as always. This time we're going to go over to the side. So left arm over to right, like we did earlier. Turn at the last moment, slowly lower down into the centre. We will walk forwards into those press-ups. Box press-ups if you want to, of course. Keeping it the easier version, or the 3/4 like I'm doing. Body stretched out, core muscles in. Nice strong through the arms. One more. Walk the hands back to the knees. We'll do that one last time. So knees and bottom up, heels down. Check your feet are still hip distance. Core muscles in, slowly restack. Keep it fluid and moving. We'll do right arm over to left. Use your core muscles. Slowly lower down. Come to the centre, then hands and knees to the floor. One last set of press-ups. Core muscles in, back straight. Well done, keep going. Keep breathing. Last one. Now push your bottom back to your heels, stretch those arms in front for a moment. And then take those hands behind your back, lace your fingers, draw those arms upwards, resting your forehead on the floor. And release. Coming up to kneeling now. Staying with the waist, we're going to do the 180 arm drop. So imagine your hips are a pair of headlights. They're pointing forwards all the time. Core muscles switched on, bottom clenched a little bit to support the back out. Arms go up. You're going to twist around to the left and drop the arms in line with the body. Hips facing forwards, remember. Breathe in, lift the arms up. Other side. Drop the arms, shoulder level. And up again. Remember those hips have got to face front. Chest and arms. Twist to the side. Keep the core muscles switched on. Breathing out as you drop the arms. Breathing in as you lift up. One more time to each side. Keep those shoulders down, remember. Stabilised away from your ears. Last one. Go back to centre, release. Give those shoulders a wiggle. We're going to lay on our backs now. We're going to do the 100. Remember, you can do 2 legs in the air with your back in neutral if you are strong enough. But if you need to, you can soften that back into the floor and use imprint if you prefer. So, set your pelvis up, core muscles are in. Breathe out to float one leg. Breathe in, prepare, breathe out to float the other, making sure you are secure. You can keep with the 2 legs bent, or the harder version, of course, is to straighten the legs. Head and shoulders can stay down, or of course, you can lift them up, in which case your back is definitely flattened into the floor. Keep the tummy flat, keep the shoulders down. Let's pump those arms and sniff and blow. After 3, 2, 1. Sniff, 2, 3, 4, 5, blow. 2, 3, 4, 5. Sniff, 2, 3, 4, 5, blow. 2, 4, 20. Sniff, 2, 3, 4, 5, blow. 2, 4, 30. Sniff, 2, 3, 4, 5, blow. 2, 4, 40. Keep the abs flat. Out, 2, 3, 4, 50. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 60. In, 2, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 70. Drop the shoulders. Out, 2, 4, 80. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 90. Last set. 4, 5, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug the legs into the chest. And relax through your core and back for a moment. Well done. Okay, we're going to roll ourselves up to seated and then come back up onto our knees. We're going to do kneeling side kick. Do feel free to fold your mat up if you're like me, you've got quite a hard floor. Just support the knees a little better. So, I'm going to take your right hand to the floor, kick your left leg out. Notice there's a square rectangular shape here. We're not at a diagonal and a triangle. It must be a square to rectangular shape here. Hips back, shoulders back, fingers to the sky. If you struggle through the neck, of course, you can take the hand to the hip if you prefer. So core muscles in, gently float that left leg. See how it's no higher than the hip. It doesn't have to lift high. If you're down here, it's not a problem at all. Core muscles in. The torso is not allowed to move. Instead, see if you can swing that lifted leg back and forth. Use your core muscles to draw it forward, bottom to shift it back. Keep breathing. Adding on further if you want to. Point the toes to come forward. Flex the toes to go back. Point and flex. Point and flex. Core muscles in. Shoulders stabilized. And breathe. Last leg swing now, melt down, and just hug yourself into a little ball. Before we go to the other side, we're going to do the spine twist. So I'd like you to sit on your bottom on a cushion if you want to. Original move has the legs out to the side. You don't have to. Your legs really can be anywhere so long as they're not too high. Sitting equally on both bum cheeks, sitting nice and tall. Core muscles are switched on, fingers and thumbs together, touching your sternum. Shoulders dropped down, lengthen the neck. Breathe in at the top. Exhale, twist round to one side, focusing on the waist upwards. Breathe in, come back to centre. Breathe out to go to the other side. And notice how my nose stays in line with my fingers all the time, of course. We don't want those arms and the head to turn around more than they should. Once you've got that mastered, of course, you can lengthen the arms. The longer the arms are, the greater the weight you take around from side to side. How are the legs doing? Try not to let them flinch and help twist you round. Switch them off if you can. Just keep everything above nice and strong. Floating around from one side to the other, working your waist. Adding on 3 little pulses if you wish. Keep those arms wide. Keep the nose in line with the centre of the chest all the time. Keep those shoulders down. Keep sitting up tall. We'll do one more to each side. Last one. Release down and wiggle the shoulders. We're going to go back onto our knees for the kneeling side kick. So you're kneeling on your left knee this time. Left hand to the floor, right leg kicks out. Hips, shoulders forwards. Fingers to the sky or hand on the hip if you prefer. Float the leg. Keep the core muscles switched on. And then if you're able to, swing the leg back and forth. Without disturbing the position of the torso, of course. Can you flex and point the toes? So point forwards, flex back. Point forwards, flex back. Keep breathing and swing that leg. That's it. Keep that coordination going. You're attacking different muscles through the legs as you point and you flex. Hanging in there a couple more times. Last one. Come down and just curl yourself into a resting ball. There we go. We're back on our backs now, so I'm going to unfold your mat. We're going to double leg stretch. Again, back can be flat, especially if you've got head and shoulders lifted. Laying down, pelvis is in neutral, core muscles switched on. Feel free to soften back if you need to though. Breathe in to prepare. As you breathe out, float one leg into the air. Breathe in, prepare, breathe out, float the other. Lifting the head and shoulders up off the floor if you wish. Of course, this will confirm your back into the floor and the fingers point to the ceiling. So, breathe in to prepare. As you breathe out, stretch one leg and 2 arms. Breathe in, come back. Breathe out, stretch. Breathe in, come back. If your head and shoulders are down, of course, those arms can go further back, but you've got to keep those shoulders down away from the ears. If you are lifted through the head and shoulders like I am, make sure you're tightening in those upper abdominal muscles, pressing your back into the floor. curling the back and the rib cage up off the floor as much as you can. Shall we take it to 2 legs after this one? So 2 legs forwards at the same time if you can. They don't have to go too low. Remember, you must keep your back in contact with the floor. If your head and shoulders are down maybe and you can manage neutral, so be it, but beware, whatever you do, do not allow your back to arch. Lowering the legs will of course make it more difficult. Two more times. And hug in and take a little rest. Just turn the head from side to side to loosen out any tension. Melt the feet to the floor and stretch yourselves long. Allow the back to arch. Now lift the chest. That will stretch those abdominal muscles. We're going into the planks next. So roll yourself up, flip yourself over. Knees or hands, totally up to you. We're going to do front plank and side plank. 5 seconds on each, 3 times through. Make sure the bottom doesn't lift up. Make sure the neck is long all the way through. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One side, up we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. On your front. 5, 4, check the neck. 2, and 1. Other side. 5, 4, hips in line. 3, 2, 1. On your front. 5, 4, 3. Out confirm. 2, and 1. Other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Front. 5, 4. Lengthen the neck. 3, 2, and 1. Other side. 5, 4, 3. That's twice through. We've got once more. Go on to your front. Shoulders broad. Neck is long. 3, 2, 1. Side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Front. Nearly there. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And last side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Onto your front very gently. Melt those knees down. Push your bottom back to your heels. And just stretch through those wrists. Just to loosen out. Okay, so we're going to go on to our backs now. We've got the toe, turn out, drop and circle. We'll do that, then we'll do our obliques, then we'll do the other side with the toe, turn out, drop and circle. So, for this move, everybody is in imprint. So I want you to tilt back, squash your back into the floor, tuck the chin under, make sure those tummy muscles are working nice and hard to keep your back squashed into the floor. The arms are out by your sides, but try not to use those arms to balance the body too much. Try and use your core. So maybe, if you feel a bit stronger, you can turn your palms up to the ceiling. So leave your right foot on the floor, extend your left leg up to the ceiling. If any of it gets too much, you feel your back peeling off the floor, you can work with a bent knee, of course. So, but first of all, with a straight leg, turn that leg out to the side. We're going to drop and lift 5 times. Here we go. Breathe in and drop, not quite to the floor. Breathe out and lift. Use your core muscles. And again, drop. Breathe out to lift. 2. Keep that back glued to the floor. Breathe. 3. 4. One more time here, then we circle. 5. Keep the leg out. 1. Bring it back. And again. 2. Use your core muscles to keep that back squashed to the floor. 3. Try not to use your arms. 4. Last one. Then we reverse. 5. Back you go. Leg goes forward, out to the side. A little bit more difficult to bring it back this time. 1. Keep the leg turned out. 2. 3. Keep breathing. 4. And 5. Hug the leg in, circle the foot around. We'll do our obliques, level 2 and 3. So fingers behind the ears. We're going to go from one side to the other. So twisting shoulder to opposite knee. Keep your bottom glued to the floor all the time. It's your shoulders that walk from side to side. Tummy muscles drawn down all the time. Back glued to the floor. This is your level 2 where your feet touch the floor with the bent leg all the time. Or you can bend and straighten for your level 3. Reaching the toes forwards, twisting the upper body from side to side. Remember to keep breathing. Couple more to each side then, keep breathing, keep going. And last one, and hug the legs into the chest, rest that head down. Left other leg in the air now then, for your leg drop and circle. Core muscles in, squash the back into the floor, tuck your chin under, point the toes, turn that leg out. We're going to lower and lift for 1. Use your core muscles to direct that leg, remember. 2. Do not let the foot touch the floor. 3. And 4. Back flat even. And 5. Take the leg out to the side. Circle round. Bring it back up for 1. Keep the leg turned out. 2. Bend it if you need to, if you make it easier. 3. Use your core. Stabilize the body. 4. And 5. Other way then, drop it down, out to the side, use your core muscles to bring it back. And 2. Keep breathing, use your core muscles. 3. 4. And 5. Hug that leg into the chest and circle the foot around. Okay, before we do our last move, we're just going to roll over onto one side and prop our head up in our hand. Foot in hand, heel to the bottom. Push the knee back, just so you can stretch through that hip flexor. Keep breathing. And I'd just like you to turn away from your screen and simply do the other side. Heel to your bottom, press your knee back and your hips forwards. Roll yourself up to seated for the last move. It's the saw. The legs do need to go out to the side for this one. Sitting your bottom on a cushion if you want to. Wriggling your sitting bones into the floor. So core muscles are switched on. Arms out like a ballerina. Little finger aims for little toe on the opposite side. So breathe in. As you breathe out, twist through the waist. Reach little finger towards little toe. Keep your bottom glued to the floor. We'll lift up as you breathe in. Breathe out to twist and reach. So feel that lovely stretch all the way down the side of the body. You'll also feel the stretch down the back of that leg, of course. Breathe in, lift up, breathe out to twist. This is a good way to stretch out through the hamstrings as well as working out through the waist. You're using your muscles to twist, but you're also stretching across your back. As your fingertips reach in the opposite direction, you should feel that stretch around the shoulder joint, down into your back, opening out across the back of the rib cage as well. Hopefully you're reaching and getting a little closer to the little toe each time you stretch, but don't worry if you can't. Can be a challenging one for people with tight hamstrings, this one. So one more to each side. Keep those shoulders down, remember. And then you can bring those legs in. Make yourself comfy. That might not be with the crossed legs. I'm just going to finish off by rolling the shoulders backwards and forwards. swaying from side to side. Stretch out through the waist. And then we'll finish off just by dropping those shoulders and arms. So make yourself comfy. We'll shrug the shoulders up, lift the elbows up, lift the hands up, breathe in and drop. Feel the tension drain away from the neck. One more time. Shoulders, elbows, hands. Breathe in and drop. Thanks ever so much. Give yourself a round of applause. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.